Woe unto thee, O Israel! You have sinned a great sin in the sight of God. You are not worthy to receive these 10 commandments.
Touch upon yourself. We will not live by your commandments. We're free.
Well, the companies that you patronize may very well be keeping company with Satan. I want to kick off with Honeywell, which is a Minnesota based computer giant. Honeywell has some of its Christian employees upset because the corporation is reportedly pushing a pro homosexuality philosophy. All workers are required to attend diversity training seminars during which the virtues of the gay lifestyle are extolled and praised. Honeywell has for years had a subsidiary company based in Europe named, believe it or not, Lucifer Manufacturing. That's right, Lucifer. Probably just another embarrassing surprise, right? But ask yourself this. Are you to believe that Honeywell's top executives had no idea who Lucifer is? Now, Honeywell works closely with Oracle, and Oracle's name, by the way, means a priest or a priestess acting as a medium through whom advice or prophecy was sought from the gods in classical antiquity. You know, it's so funny. Every time I expose the enemy, I start having difficulty speaking, or I get choked up, or there's always something that is trying to like take my words, but I'm going to speak as long as I have breath. Praise the Lord. Oracle is a software corporation active in Big Brother Technologies. Now, together, Honeywell and Oracle produce computerized control systems for the New World Order, including scanning equipment for security operations. Honeywell's global division has especially found success selling Honeywell's Smart Distributed System, which, similar to Superman's X-ray vision, can literally see through materials. Wow, how fun is that? And I'm being sarcastic. Recently, Honeywell sent out a press release in which the giant corporation announced that its Lucifer subsidiary has now been sold to another large corporation, Parker Hannifin's Lucifer Lighting. All right, Lucifer Lighting, not to be outdone, is a USA company based in San Antonio, and it also goes by the name of just simply Lucifer. And according to the company's sales brochures, the firm makes and sells such products as Lucifer light strips and Lucifer halogen lamps. And, you know, I mean, really now, what CEO in his right mind would name a light company Lucifer? As in Lucifer, the bearer of light. Okay, let's leave Lucifer and take a look at what's going on with Microsoft, the world's largest software corporation. Microsoft has recently announced it's gone into business with Apple Computers, one of the top makers of personal and networking computers. According to Fortune magazine, billionaire Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, is the richest man in the U.S., and he was an attendee and a key player at communist Mikhail Gorbachev's State of the World Forum in San Francisco a while back. Now, cooperating with Apple, Gates and his Microsoft Corporation will gain significant new inroads into the computer market, and Microsoft's global software and internet superiority will intensify. Surprise, surprise. Many wonder if Procter and Gamble, the maker of many well-known soap and detergent products, is a satanic organization. Well, the attention is immediately drawn to their curious logo. Now, strangely, however, Procter and Gamble has for years stubbornly refused to toss out its logo, which is of an old man in the moon surrounded by 13 stars. In 1992, Procter & Gamble decided to slightly revise its bizarre and troublesome logo, and a corporate spokesman announced that the curls, or horns, whichever you wish to see it as, were being softened artistically. Other minor changes were also made ostensibly to alleviate concerns. But the rumors and the questions still remain. The current logo, I have to say though, consists just of the letters P and G. Now, in any case, the soap maker Procter & Gamble filed several lawsuits against people who they felt were responsible for spreading the allegations of Satanism. I guess I'll be on that list. But in at least one of the lawsuits, the company raised eyebrows when the news came out that they were seeking exactly $66,600 in damages. I wonder if someone thought that was a funny joke. Anyway, everywhere one turns, the corporate logos seem to be sending us messages. Internet provider America Online has for its logo a pyramid with an all-seeing eye inside. CBS TV also uses the enigmatic all-seeing eye for its symbol. Meanwhile, Intel's computer chips, including the company's top-selling Pentium chip, come with the company's celebrated logo, which suspiciously resembles the ancient occultic symbol of eternity, the Ouroboros, a serpent biting its own tail. Now, the Saturn Automobile Company proudly displays their red-colored logo in TV ads and billboards with its double lines looking suspiciously like crossed horns. And for all of you ballers out there, Maserati doesn't even hold back from proudly displaying the devil's pitchfork as its logo. Nabisco's long-standing logo, which appears to be a stylistic multi-bar cross affixed to an egg-shaped emblem, could possibly be interpreted as a Masonic phallic symbol of fertility. Most of the oil companies have some type of mysticism attached to their logos. The Shell Oil logo appears to be the golden shell of Aphrodite, and she was the goddess who pagan legend says rose from the sea. And see Revelations 13:1 for more detail on that. Meanwhile, Texaco Oil displays the Egyptian Tau cross in black and red coloration. And if you notice, most oil companies, this is very odd, and I found this out, are actually pre-existing. Most oil company logos are actually pre-existing, powerfully charged ancient pagan and Masonic symbols. You'll also notice that most state police are Masonic. They all bear that Masonic symbol, the compass. It's all on there. Okay, moving on. Walt Disney. Now, everyone knows, should know by now, that Disney designed the logo to be a cleverly disguised 666. And the Walt Disney Company is the second largest media corporation of the world. It was founded on October 16, 1923 by brothers Walt Disney and Roy O. Disney, and gradually it became the leading animation company in the world. The Walt Disney Company has created imagery for their family-orientated productions since the beginning, and a lot of their imagery is also subliminal programming, as I'm sure this has already been brought out so many times that I just didn't feel it was necessary to bring that part out again. But the company is popular for film, theater, and 14 theme parks. They also possess the ABC broadcast television networks, Disney channels, ESPN, A&E networks, and ABC Family. Disney has been in the news a lot because a lot of Christians have not been happy with the smutty anti-Bible direction the company is now taking with its movies, TV shows, and CDs. And Disney's hostility to traditional Christian values has been reflected time and time again, not only in its presentations, but also in, again, that concealed 666 logo. Okay, Walt Disney was a 33rd degree Freemason, and him and Ronald Reagan were good friends. Both were heavily involved into the mind control slave market. They both had several mind control MK Ultra slaves, sex kittens. They held high ranks within the occult societies, and there is a Club 33. It is a private club owned and operated by Disney. The club is located in the heart of New Orleans, inside the Disneyland theme park. And one can easily relate the relation between Disney's connection with the 33 degree Freemason and his establishment of a Club 33. And by the way, this club is the only exclusive place inside Disneyland where they serve alcohol. Who are behind the Hollywood film studios? Who owns them? Who controls them? It may surprise you, but it is indeed the Synagogue of Satan. If you look at Paramount's studio logo, there's stars, fallen angels coming down from heaven and landing on high mountaintop. Mount Hermon, perhaps? Well, this story appears in Genesis 6. Now, landing on Mount Hermon, this symbolism is the story of Genesis 6 in how the sons of God, 200 fallen angels, watchers, came down to earth and landed on Mount Hermon. They took on human form and then proceeded to procreate with the women to produce a race of Nephilim giants. In the book of Enoch, the story is continued. Mount Hermon is a place where the Grigori watcher class of fallen angels descended to earth. They swore upon the mountain that they would take wives among the daughters of men and take mutual imprecation for their sin. And that's in Enoch 6. If you look at Columbia's logo, they show the light bearer, which is Lucifer standing on a pyramid, the story of Genesis 11, the rebellion of Nimrod, the first one world kingdom, global government, the symbol of Columbia Pictures, which is the light bearer, and it's standing on the Babylonian Egyptian pyramid. The Babylonian pyramid harkens back to Nimrod and his rebellion against God in Genesis. In Genesis 11:4, it states, "And they said, 'Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower whose top is in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth.'" And that, if it sounds similar to the story of the Tower of Babel, that's because it is. Now, the pyramid is the Illuminati symbol for the coming Luciferian New World Order. The capstone with the all-seeing eye of Horus, represents the Antichrist, indwelled by Satan. The eye of Horus, all-seeing eye, is Satan, who wants to be like the Most High. That is all-knowing, all-seeing and all-knowing. And of course it is satanic counterfeiting. The Luciferian New World Order project is complete with the coming revealing of the satanic capstone, the Antichrist, the bringer of light, Lucifer, Satan. Okay. There's more. In the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer logo, that's directly from 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And then, not to be left out, Nickelodeon, the kids channel, has everything. It has the Illuminati capstone, the all-seeing eye, the eye of Horus, lightning, Luke 10:18 said, and he said to him, and he said to them, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. And 20th Century Fox, which many of you may recall from my previous video regarding the Illuminati Empire show, Fox puts out a lot of crap, and that's just one of them. But as you can see, their letters were selected based on the number 666. F is the 6th letter in the alphabet. O is the 15th letter, which is 5 plus 1 equals 6. And X is the 24th letter, and it's 2 plus 4. So that also equals 6. And that's how they cleverly put that together. Now to Starbucks. It opened in Seattle's Pike Place market in 1971. It didn't sell coffee drinks at the time. It just sold beans, coffee beans. The founders wanted to name the place after Captain Ahab's first mate, Starbuck. And for those of you who are familiar with the whole, the movie, the Moby Dick, there was Captain Ahab and his first mate was named Starbuck. Now, the Starbucks original logo first featured a bare-breasted sea witch with a suggestively spread eagle tail. In later designs, the company covered up the creature's breasts with hair and hid the tails. They also gave the creature a more youthful, friendly appearance. Now, many female entertainers use this same suggestive spread eagle pose in their acts. And in the Hebrew Bible, the character, first of all, is from a character that's mentioned in the Hebrew Bible, Dagon, and it is the fish god of the Philistines, with temples at Beth Dagon in the tribe of Asher. And you can find this in Joshua 9, verse 27. Now, this was located in Gaza. And according to Judges 16:23, which tells how soon after how the temple is destroyed by Samson as his last act, King Saul's head was displayed in this temple of Dagon. Okay, for those of you who are looking for a record deal, I bet you didn't know that Starbucks also has a record label. Well, sort of. Okay, in 2009, Carly Simon filed a lawsuit against Starbucks, claiming that the coffee chain had failed to adequately promote her album, This Kind of Love, and it was produced and distributed by Starbucks' house label, Hear Music. Now, for its part, Starbucks said that it stocked Simon's CD at 7,000 stores, put it on heavy rotation in the droning Starbucks soundtrack, and even kept the slow-selling album on the shelves way past its expiration date, just to be nice. In case you had any doubts about whether or not Starbucks is stalking you, well, I live in Manhattan, and I can tell you that 68 of Manhattan's 124 Starbucks are located within two blocks of one another. And they want to make sure you get that coffee. Okay, so are these shapes and logos and corporate designs coincidences? Well, the corporations that I mentioned, and then there are others who have adopted equally questionable marks and logos, would almost certainly deny that their logos are either pagan, satanic, occultic, or New Age. And it may be that their corporate leadership is, in fact, innocently aware of the esoteric, sometimes hidden meaning of these symbols. Now, moreover, well, I have to stop here. I have to interject because, excuse me, I got a message today from someone who accused me of showing satanic symbols and trying to indoctrinate people into making satanic hand signs and things by showing things. Let me just be clear on something. You cannot indoctrinate people simply by showing them something. There is a difference between teaching and brainwashing. I am merely teaching those people who do not know, who do not look for these things and have no clue what's out there. Now, in order for you to actually be indoctrinated into anything, whether it's Satanism, witchcraft, whatever, you have to actively participate. It's like anything else that you do on a regular basis. I serve the Lord every day, and in that service, I pray, I read my Bible, and I preach and teach. The things that you practice are what you become. So merely looking at a video and seeing evil in the video does not draw you into the evil. You have to already be predisposed to want to go there before anyone can draw you there. This is why we're given the power of discernment. Many of us do not use it, but we have that power to discern things, to look at things spiritually with our spiritual eyes and not get sucked into it. So I'm going to always deny that in the presentation of my videos on things that show certain occultic symbols and so forth. It is simply so that you know, and so that you will be aware. Now, moving on. Regardless, we do not know for sure that Satan, the temporal god of this world, and I'm quoting from 2 Corinthians 4:4, can be expected to plant his symbols of evil throughout the globe in the last days. But he is the father of liars, and he is the blasphemous one, the dragon, the serpent. So I am convinced that Satan and his agents are very busy these days. They're conditioning men's minds and programming their senses with stunningly effective visual magic and sorcery. So by virtue of people seeing these things and becoming familiar with them, if you don't know what you're looking at and you don't know how these things are used to control you, then you will be drawn to it and you will continually go after these things because you don't know any better. And remember, our argument, our battle, it's not with the corporations of this world. The struggle is with higher powers. Our holy campaign is against spiritual wickedness in high places. And what we see in many of today's corporate logos and emblems is no doubt a prime manifestation of spiritual wickedness in high places. Thank God he is able and willing to guide us into knowledge and wisdom as we expose them, as we expose the multiplying visible manifestations of evil. Only he can protect us from their hypnotic, mind-controlled effects. To paraphrase one corporation's catchy advertising slogan, it can be said, of Jesus, of Christ, of our Lord, don't leave home without him. He is powerful, and he is the ultimate in personal security. In these deceit-filled days, anyone who doesn't want you to see these symbols is because they're part of the problem. They want you to stay in darkness. A symbol is just that. It's a mere representation or a shadow of something. But Christ is real. He is beyond symbolism. He gloriously lives and he reigns. And the Lord shall deliver me from every evil work and will preserve me unto his heavenly kingdom, to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen.